What's good, gang? It's your boy Young Rome, and I'm back with another video. Today we're reacting to Strip Club is being celebrated as culture. This one's by Janae Daniele. Shout out to her. Let's get straight up into it.
Something that we want to be promoting to children at a game.
Them kids, that's what the NBA
Nah, that we should not be promoting Magic City at the game.
is saying, and that's what
Definitely
I'm not
not.
mad about.
Atlanta is never beating the allegations. It's not a real place. What do you mean the Atlantic Hawks are having Magic City Monday?
Yo, this is a cultural thing. Magic City is
I seen this, but it didn't happen. Thank God it didn't happen, right?
part of their culture.
Anytime you disagree within culture, it almost feels like an attack on culture.
Yeah,
There's
that's true.
something very controversial happening in Atlanta, Georgia right now. And
What's that?
depending on who you ask, it's either a celebration of culture
Magic City Hawks.
or a
2026.
celebration of objectification. A well-known Atlanta strip club is suddenly being talked about in the same breath as a sport event centered around kids, community,
Which is
and family
crazy.
entertainment. And this type of entertainment, let's just say, is a bit different from the usual halftime shows. Some people are calling it iconic, others are calling it disgusting, and now the internet is arguing over whether celebrating stripping is culture or just entirely inappropriate overall. In today's video,
Well, I don't think it's appropriate for kids. And knowing that kids go to basketball games, this should have never been appropriate.
we're taking a step back from the debate and asking a bigger question. How did a strip club become something people defend as culture? While it may sound insane, a little bit of context can explain how we got here today. Welcome to the Girl Talk
Facts.
You didn't know you needed, and I'm not saying you have to subscribe. You're classy. I know you don't just give those away for free, but hopefully at the end of this video, we become bestie enough for you to take that next step. Breaking news before we get into this video. Today is March 10th, the day that I am filming this video. Yesterday was March 9th, and yesterday was also when Atlanta Hawks canceled Magic City
Yes,
Night.
they
So we'll
did.
take that information into consideration for the rest of the video.
Cancel.
Stripping as we know it today is not a brand new phenomenon. The idea of women being on display for men was, believe it or not, happening centuries ago.
While there's mention of people
That's
stripping
actually
in both
crazy.
ancient Sumerian myths and some sections of the Bible, the profession is seemingly solidified in 6th century Greece, where lawmakers established different classes of prostitutes, including erotic
Oh, wow.
dancers and acrobats.
The entire business model revolved around the display of women's bodies as entertainment. And even when we go back and take a look at how these spaces operated, the atmosphere is exactly what you would expect. Whether it's acrobats or belly dancing, men were packed around the stage, enjoying the show and occasionally throwing a penny or two.
Throwing pennies, even back then, that makes sense, because who was throwing dollars?
Around the 14th century, throughout the Middle East, belly dancing is common during celebrations and as performance art. They do keep their clothes on, but spectators toss coins and other valuables towards the dancers.
Oh, how times have changed, because in this day and age, throwing coins at dancers will
It's
have
rude.
you thrown out the club onto the street. But moving on to the 1900s, where burlesque clubs were dominating nightlife, and it was built around teasing the audience instead of fully crossing that line. But as these clubs grew more popular and as the audience became less and less desensitized to quick flashes of the ankles and shoulders, club owners wasted no time taking advantage
Being more explicit.
of the dancers and a new law that changed the industry forever.
In 1968, it was reported that Alan Burdane, who owned the Crazy
law
Horse
is
Striptease
this?
Club in Paris, is looking for a girl for his famous lineup.
What?
Don't apply unless you have a superb figure and
Oh my God.
a dark brown. The club was looking to capitalize on new laws that allowed full nudity. Some burlesque and shake performers couldn't see themselves moving into outright striptease or full nudity. They also had a problem with club owners asking them to go out and mingle with
Oh, how have times changed now?
patrons, which was the predecessor to lap dances.
Now, I do want to say that the world back then was still a lot more sheltered compared to now. It was still not as common to have full-on bareness shown at these clubs, okay?
Yeah, that's
but
true.
Atlanta Oh, Atlanta. Let's just say they were playing by a slightly different set of rules.
In some states like New York,
Even back then, what?
it's illegal for clubs to be fully nude and serve alcohol. In Georgia, these laws don't
It's
exist.
okay,
In the
yeah.
Atlanta clubs, full nudity and drinks are both allowed, which is why they're kind of iconic here. All nude strip clubs in Atlanta emerged shortly after and were regularly talked about in 1970s newspapers, but would be frequent targets of litigation and police surveillance.
And around that time, Atlanta itself was starting to grow into one of the most influential Black cultural hubs in the country. It was growing into a city full of life, nightlife, creativity, and people constantly building the next wave of culture.
Even how it is today,
I
literally.
heard that Atlanta was a land of opportunity.
A lot of OGs, say they never came to a city and saw so many black people doing their thing,
There was a lot of African American money in Atlanta at that time. So you saw people doing a lot of positive things, had their own businesses, running their own companies.
Yeah, that's really
When
good.
something becomes that influential in a city's culture, the conversation around it can spread very quickly. Kind of like how quickly our private, personal information can.
Facts. Really, 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 really true. How true is this?
Most cities, nightlife meant bars and lounges, maybe a dance floor somewhere.
True.
But in Atlanta, the strip club was the nightlife.
We at Magic City right now, man. Yeah, the
Even
P-Poppin'
to this
contest is starting
day.
in about an hour, so just come on through.
In Atlanta, the strip club is like the regular club. We go to strip club every damn day.
It's like guys going to play golf. Everybody would come from politicians to music people, sports guys.
It's not really going to a strip club. I call it a nightclub with a little extracurricular activity going on. That's all it is.
It's just so
Everything, man, including
normalized.
Atlanta happens in the strip club. Everything.
And when a city gathers in the same place every night, that place eventually starts shaping the culture around it, especially the music.
Oh man, strip clubs is the most significant thing to breaking records in Atlanta, Georgia culture, man. That's where you would hear all the records first. People would come straight out the studio and take it to the DJs at the strip clubs. And I mean, I swear,
If it's hard, then
strip clubs are so important that you would hear a record in the strip club a year before the rest of the world would hear
Oh,
a
yeah,
record
that's
spinning
good.
on the radio. So that's how far in advance and how, when you talk about ear to the street, strip clubs first people that get.
yeah,
Rappers
100%.
started bringing their music into these rooms long before the rest of the world ever heard them. Magic City was the place where DJs would spin new tracks, dancers would dance to the beat, and the crowd
Strip.
would decide right then and there if the song was actually hidden.
Strip clubs played a major part in breaking records.
Even
Honestly,
back
strippers are
then,
the best
that's
A&R.
crazy.
If you take that record in there on Monday, and by Friday when you go back, the DJ like, man, they fighting over your song. Who's gonna dance to it? That's how you know you got a hit.
Kids didn't even have to step inside
Dang.
these rooms. Well, of course, they weren't allowed to, but even they knew how big these spaces were.
You know what Magic City is?
Strip club.
A what?
Strip club.
Bro, how do you know this stuff, bro?
Everybody knows.
I've never told you about Magic City.
These after-dark venues became
Everyone
much
knows.
bigger than the stigma that usually surrounded them. They were a cultural landmark now.
It's like if you don't live down there, it's like a fantasy to try to not to go there, but yeah, basically to go there.
They were a symbol of the city's
It seems like the
music
biggest
scene
thing popping
and
out
a
there.
huge impact on the culture and the community.
People literally go there just to be seen like, man, I'm in Magic City.
Yeah.
And it's a cool thing, man. You've had politicians in there, you've had athletes, entertainers, you know what I'm saying?
And that's what Magic City's brand is.
Did you even think in your wildest dreams that you would have such an impact on not only the business game, but the culture?
No, not at all.
So when people outside of that world start questioning it, the conversation quickly turns into something much bigger. You're not
But it should have
just
never been a
saying,
part
"Oh, these
of a basketball game. It should have been a part of something else. And then when you think of these type of clubs, you don't think of a charity event or you don't think of nothing like that. Everybody
clubs
getting
are
their money and
disgusting."
sliding.
You're saying, oh, this culture is disgusting. And you can't say that, right? There's too many layers, okay? It's not just Dirty Dancing, it's the rise of hip-hop, it's the celebrity culture, the fashion, the slang, the entire identity. And that tension is exactly what exploded into the controversy we're seeing today. Something that normally lives in Atlanta everyday life, something that wouldn't make an AT alien blink an eye, is being introduced in a space a lot of people didn't expect.
Basketball.
Well, folks, we have it. This is it. This is the best sports crossover event that you could possibly think of, because on Monday, March 16th, the Atlanta Hawks are having Magic City Monday. A lot of people have described
That's crazy. Who even came up with this idea and approved this?
it as a cultural pillar of the city. So it's really cool to see the fact that the Hawks are incorporating it. I can't believe that it's happening.
Now, the Atlanta Hawks are partnering with Magic City, and they're presenting it as a celebration of iconic culture and highlighting its influence on hip-hop, sports, and black culture.
Did you think you'll ever see the day, Gene, where the NBA teams will be highlighting a strip club?
For some reason, out of all things that they have in Atlanta, child, they feel that, which, I mean, it is a staple of Atlanta, so they feel that Magic City has actually, you know, done something with the culture.
Is there nothing else stapled of Atlanta? Like, there has to be more things they could have did with them.
So I guess, you know, if you're going to celebrate one thing, you can celebrate something else.
And on paper, that probably sounds like a fun little cultural crossover until people actually stopped and realized what exactly was being celebrated.
Why the would the Atlanta Hawks go and make a collab with him?
And like, where, like, I thought maybe they were sponsoring the event, and maybe all the basketball players, like, once they're done with the game, everybody's probably gonna slide out there. That's what I thought they were saying. So I don't know.
Magic City. What the were they thinking? And at first, I ain't gonna lie, at first when I first seen it, I was like, oh, this hard, like Atlanta, Magic City. I'm like, damn, that don't read. Like, what the hell? It's like you're glorifying strippers. Like, what the
Because now this is entering a space of people who aren't used to strip clubs being a part of the everyday conversation. We're talking about an NBA arena filled with family, kids, school groups, and halftime entertainment that is meant to be appropriate for the entire
facts.
building. And look,
So that was gonna be the halftime entertainment? Oh, whoa.
pretty sure there will not be any midnight ballerinas hanging upside down on a pole in the middle of the court. But to highlight the place that makes it happen to a family-friendly atmosphere, that alone is enough to make people start asking questions.
Is Magic City something that we want to be promoting to children at a game? The ethos of a strip club is inherently questionable, because I think that it inherently is telling men that it is okay to objectify, or it is okay to simply look at a woman as an object.
And one of the people asking the questions is NBA player Luke Cornett. He seems to think we might be uplifting the wrong things here. He spoke out, he posted a blog titled Concerning the Atlanta Hawks, where he basically calls for the whole event to be shut down.
And it got
Allow me to
shut
read you
down.
his Substack essay he wrote about the Atlanta Hawks.
That's
and
nice.
Magic
He
City
said
Monday.
something and it
I would
happened.
like to respectfully ask the Atlanta Hawks cancel this promotional night with Magic City. The NBA should desire to protect and esteem women, many of whom work diligently every day to make this the best basketball league in the world. We should promote an atmosphere that is protective and respectful of the daughters, wives, sisters, mothers, and partners that we know and love.
Yeah, that's
Allowing
true.
this night to go forward without protest would reflect poorly on us as an NBA community, specifically in being complicit to the potential objectification and mistreatment of women in our society.
I mean, they still could have let the game go on. It's a little too late. Now the whole world knows about it.
We look at the bigger picture here. Promoting an adult entertainment club to a family-friendly event is
Bad.
weird.
Horrible.
Because those two environments normally live in two different worlds, but Atlanta is built different.
Atlanta is not a real place. Tell me why the Hawks are playing Orlando Magic on the 17th, which is a Monday, and they're doing a collab with Magic City. You know, Magic City Mondays. And I'm trying to figure out who at the NBA approved this, because Magic City is a strip club. I just want to know, when are y'all going to stop? Like, Atlanta, y'all be having a DJ at the grocery store, happy hour, hookah everywhere, like, come on, my people.
I literally have a video topic that I've been keeping in my back pocket about the over-sexualization in the media and just everyday life. And the internet just keeps handing me ideas
Gotta drop
faster
it.
than I can even script the video. Like a basketball team celebrating culture by highlighting the place where women's bodies are entertainment.
I'm as big a basketball fan as you'll find, but I was dumbstruck when I saw that the Atlanta Hawks of the National Basketball Association
I think everyone was
were hosting an event on Magic City. People have said, well, there are women working there, so therefore it can't be sexist. If the women are still being exploited, underpaid, and undervalued, and exposed to misogynistic behavior, it still very much is a sexist institution.
What Luke Cornett said sparked up a debate, because y'all remember earlier when I said, you're not just saying, oh, these clubs are disgusting. You're saying, oh, this culture is disgusting. Well, what a lot of people heard him say was, this culture is disgusting.
Basically,
first of all, Luke, all right? It's bigger government. It's bigger than you. Yo, this is a cultural thing. Magic City is part of their like the strip clubs and all that, it's part of their culture. A lot of people that came through the ranks of playing in Atlanta, rappers.
Why does strip club have to be culture? What?
Entertainers, they talk about it. They all speak about Magic City. It's part of their culture.
And there's two aspects we could look at when it comes to people defending the Atlanta Hawks partnering with Magic City. One aspect is Magic
really
City
like it,
is Atlanta, and the other aspect is opposing that actually means you're going against women.
The strip club scene in Atlanta is cultural. I think that you can't stand on the side of we support women's rights to do whatever they want. We stand with sex work, we stand with this, we stand with that, and then make this distinction as if it's a dirty thing and it sends a bad message to the world.
Okay. Let's wrap our heads around this one because it's kind of a doozy. So, if you don't support women in these fields
You're
that,
wrong.
let's be real, a lot
It looks like whatever side of the fence you choose, you're wrong. So just have your opinion about it.
of the time can be very exploitative, and even if some of the women in those fields step up and say, well, I enjoy what I'm doing, most of them are doing it to support themselves,
For money.
maybe stay off the street, provide for their children, all while being undervalued, at times underpaid, and have their bodies exchanged for change.
Guys, they just want me to bust it open. When we say bust it open, that means like just bend over and just spread everything. And I'm not doing that for $10. I might do it for $10,000. I'm not doing it for $10.
The craziest thing for me that I've been asked to do was go home with you. I am not going home with you. We do not go home with y'all. Like, we work at Magic City. We are not Martians walking down the street trying to sell some.
But if you don't support that avenue, then suddenly you're the one who is against women and their choices, even though, let's be real, a lot of them probably wouldn't do it at all if the demand for it and the encouragement around it wasn't there in the first place.
Yeah, facts.
I object to what Luke Cornett is saying. And the reason I object, as a man
Because he
with a
wanted to
wife,
go.
as a man with daughters, as a man with sisters, an amazing mother, an amazing grandmother, an incredible husband, Magic City is an establishment with an option for females to work there. I think to point out that they have esteem issues because that's the line of work they chose, I actually think is less protective of women. It's actually an art. Like, I don't know if you've ever been, but like if you see it in action, it's actually a form of art.
Now that people are calling it empowerment,
That's a bad
culture, and art, when you question the environment itself, it suddenly sounds like you're attacking the women instead of questioning the system. Let's be real, the entire setup is built around people just sitting there watching women bust it open and throwing money at them. And hey, I guess you can say I'm no fun at parties, but I'm just telling it how I see it.
Magic City and the Hawks. Talk to me about what happened, because I saw a couple of letters.
Man,
Canceled.
For one, who responds to a letter? It's not even like a picket sign. It's not even like a letter, dog.
Documentary.
I would love to know how people think that it's so degrading to women to do what they decided to do for themselves.
License to do it.
That should be empowering.
That has become a part of culture that now you can't go against, because the moment you do, people hear you attacking the entire culture.
Anytime you disagree with something within culture,
Well, they still can have a event, but it needs to be organized where it's not centered around a whole family-friendly event. Like, they need to do something else.
it almost feels like an attack on culture. I take that same element where people are taking the Atlanta Hawks partnering with Magic City and then taking Luke Cormack's essay and saying, well, you're wrong. It's culture. You don't understand the culture. If you took Luke Cormack's essay and you take away the messenger, what he said was not too far-fetched. Why can't people disagree with certain things within culture?
Something that started as a very specific kind of entertainment has weaved itself into the overall identity of a city. So now that the environment is getting celebrated in a completely different setting, it's everyday activities for Atlanta. But on the outside looking in, a lot of people are concerned. I feel like we can safely say that not everything that influences culture should be celebrated everywhere.
True.
And obviously, with Magic City Night being canceled, maybe my point was proven.
Cancel, just like
period, bitch.
Honestly, I feel like we can debrief for a second. I didn't think that they were going to cancel it.
Me neither.
Came as a surprise to me, honestly, because when you go back into the history and when we really broke it down, how the strip club is literally culture. Like, Magic City is Atlanta, and you can ask anybody that lives in Atlanta. But I for sure was like, oh yeah, they're not gonna cancel it. Like, it's Magic City, it's their culture. So it really came as a surprise to me that they canceled Magic City Night.
Gone,
I don't know,
just like that.
But also, it's not really a surprise because it is a bit inappropriate.
Definitely.
I would love to hear y'all's opinion below. I feel like this conversation has so many layers to it, and I would love to hear every opinion. All opinions are welcome, but please, let's keep it classy in the chat.
All right, y'all. I didn't think it was gonna get canceled either. I'm very surprised that it got canceled. But hey, maybe they'll have something else, a different type of event that's better, where it's not just family friendly. And maybe it won't get canceled. Anyways, it's your boy Young. Wrong. Peace. Wrong. You've been all alone, with a brand new face and a brand new waist and a brand new coupe on a